The best recommendations come from friends, right? And today's Studio 5 contributor and friend, Dr. Liz Hale, is sharing one of her favorite reads for married couples. It's the 90-minute Marriage Miracle by Jeff Forte. And Dr. Liz, I'm very excited that you're here because I was looking over this. There's some very interesting things here. Why do you love this book? Because you've read a lot.
I do. I'm just always up to see kind of what's new and exciting. I love to bring viewers some different ideas because not one thing works for everyone. What I love about Jeff Forte's book is that he comes with an interesting background in business. Was a Wall Street exec, spent 25 years in conflict resolution. So he brings those tool sets to working with couples today, plus a few other skills. And I'm impressed. You know, time is money, right? In business, you can't mess around. And I like that he doesn't mess around in marriage either, because time is money in marriage just as well.
And even though it's not, I mean, on his scale, he's dealt with large scale conflict, but in your marriages, you don't always have large scale, you still have small scale conflicts as well you need to resolve.
He gets right down to it, Shara. He helps the individuals hone in on, okay, what are you doing that makes matters worse? And immediately we need to stop that. So immediately stop telling your partner what to do, immediately stop making matters worse. And he gets right to the heart of it. I love that.
And isn't that so hard?
It's quick and efficient.
We need to tell ourselves to stop.
Yeah, we got to be willing to look at the truth about ourselves, right? And do something different that makes a difference for the good.
So quick and efficient, we like that. Okay, one of the biggest mistakes that couples make, I understand, is that it's something called the benign neglect. Is that correct?
Isn't that
Tell me more about that.
I love that. It's just term that we have neglect all over the place, and no one really intends to neglect their marriage. No one intends to neglect their partner. But sadly, that's what we end up doing when careers and children take a precedence. You know, we have these vision boards or a vision for how we want to retire or how we want to save for our children's college education or buy a home or a car or whatever it is. But we really don't have a vision for our marriage, the intimacy of how we want that to look, the communication style. So really dream about how do you want this marriage to be and then go for it, kind of go for the stars.
Well, one question I have is, okay, men and women, I think, feel neglect differently. And how do you address that? And how do you recognize that?
You know, I think everyone wants to matter. Everyone wants to make a difference. You know, maybe the thing that we could do just immediately is you know how those buttons get pushed? You know, he's got this button pushing push back.
And you know what they are.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and we push them all the time and we get pushed. And he's got this phrase that I'm trying to memorize, like, when you, instead of getting pushed, you just say, honey, I love you so much and I'm so grateful that you're in my life. I'm so grateful. So using that tone of just kind of taking that, you know,
and being genuine about it.
And just kind of hitting the balloon and kind of taking all the air out of it. Yes, and being genuine. Tone is all that matters. But honey, I love you so much. I'm so glad you're in my life. Just something that can just end that conflict in the moment. We got to start by getting rid of the conflict.
Because we all look very one-sided in our own view oftentimes. It's, you need to stop, recognize, and then do that. Okay, what are some of the things that wives need from their husband that he points out?
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting that we women, we have like, it's called like this tropical storm. We have all these emotions, right? It doesn't mean that men don't. But what women need most from men is that attention. You know, please just let us have those emotions. They will pass, I promise you. But when husbands can shower attention on wives, and he learned this the hard way. He's so honest about it. He goes, you know, I did what was counterintuitive. One day I thought, okay, I'm going to try this, because instead of saying, I don't deserve this crap, I'm just going to really listen to my wife. She had brought up something that had happened earlier in her pregnancy, right? This is like 5 years earlier, that he neglected to do. And he just decided to look intently and to watch and to say, I'm so sorry. And oh, I get that, and tell me
just
more.
To have some empathy
he
there.
just tried to stand steady in the storm. And he knew that this is not all about me. I just got to keep telling myself, this will pass. And not only will this just pass, but she will feel greater trust in me. And sure enough, she ran out of things to say. And they were much closer, and all was well.
And everyone stopped talking for a minute and just...
Until the next storm, right? And they do lessen in intensity, but they do come now and then. We just kind of have these emotions. We sometimes don't know what to do with ourselves.
So what does he say that husbands need? What do they need from us?
Right, and you know the thing that husbands, probably the biggest complaint husbands have is they feel underappreciated. Unappreciative of the things that they do.
Be vocal about
women,
good things.
Shower your husbands with appreciation. Yeah, just even the little things. Catch them doing things right, like, oh my gosh, it was so nice. Thank you for putting the dishes away. That's such a relief. Or wow, these things look nice. Or you did the floor. Or I love that you read that bedtime story. Thank you so much. I was at my wit's end today. Just the little things. Or oh, thanks for remembering to close the door. And you know, it's kind of my thing.
That's a good
keeping
reminder.
the flies out.
Because even like when I go home and I notice that the house is clean, I need to make an extra effort to text my husband or give him a call. Hey, I noticed you did this today. Thank you. Like those little things, they matter.
That goes miles because men feel.
Because you want them to do it again. That's the truth.
That's so true. Men feel so
Right?
taken for granted so easily. Even when both of you are working, they tend to it's just kind of their bend for some reason.
Yeah.
Just like ours is emotional storms, and please just hang in there with us.
Okay, there's something men and women can do together. Let's talk about this quiz.
Yeah.
I've been teasing this so far and said I took it, and I was surprised because I learned some things about myself. So let's talk about this quiz that our viewers at home could
It's just
take.
simple 4 questions, right, that are in the book.
4, that's it. 4 questions.
Yeah, and kind of take it from your spouse's point of view. So the first one is about certainty. Right? Like, how certain is your spouse that you love them and that you'll be there for them when they need you most? Like, so a scale of 1 to 10.
Scale of 1 to 10.
How certain would you guess that your spouse could say, yes, Liz will absolutely be there for me when I need her most?
See, and when I took this, I said 10, hands down.
Sure, that's your intent.
That's my intent. But then when I thought about it, I go, well, does he really feel that way? Oh, shoot.
That'll be such a fun discussion to have, right? I haven't had the courage to do it yet either, or the time, but I'm going to.
But I know on the flip side, he is absolutely a 10. So
yeah, nice. Oh, that's lovely.
So now
you know
it's more self-evaluation. Okay, our second question. What was the second one?
So the second one is, how much variety do you bring to daily life? Like the fun and the playfulness and new experiences. How fun are you and how lighthearted can you be, right? So how lighthearted am I, Liz? You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, can I lighten the mood? Can I say something silly when things are kind of intense? And can I just make us both crack up laughing?
That's a good one because I scored low on that one, so I'm going to work on that one. Our third one, okay, because I'm always serious. But,
I understand.
Our third question, what was that one?
Is how significant do you make him or her feel every day? In other words, are they really at the top of your list? Scale of 1 to 10, how significant would your spouse say that they feel by you, by me, by the viewers at home? So rate yourself on how honestly you are. Do other things come first? Sometimes they tend to.
And then reevaluate. Okay, and our last question, the fourth question you need to ask.
How much love do you give your spouse? Okay. How loved do they feel by you on a scale of 1 to 10? You know, the worst thing we can do in our marriages, Shara, is to try to fix them by ourselves. We can't, or we'd all have very happy marriages. And I'd have to say, sadly, so I dare say this, the majority of marriages really aren't that great. They're good enough. But man, I don't want to settle for that. I don't want my clients to settle for that. I want them to be in that upper 2 to 5%. So the worst thing we could do is to do nothing. The best thing we could do is to start getting honest with ourselves and to stop doing what's making matters worse and do something that makes matters better.
Where can we get the free version online?
Isn't that cool? I think it's so nice that Jeff Forte has offered this.
Thanks,
so you go to his website, the name of his book, and you just go under contact and you just say, saw you on Studio 5 and I want the free ebook.
Okay, the 90-minute marriage miracle. That's where you need to go. And then take those 4 questions and evaluate. Sit down with your spouse. I'm going to be doing that sometime very soon. Dr. Liz, thank you so much for being here.